Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. It's Peter Gahi, your finance PT, and today I'm going to be sharing some practical tips with you to help you to increase your productivity. Now, I know this is something a lot of us struggle with, including myself. So some of these tips I'm going to be sharing with you are things that I have tried, I have tested, and they have really helped me to increase my productivity. Now, let's go to the first one. So the first thing you need to do is to create a productive work environment. If you're working from home right now and you don't necessarily have a setup or an office space in your house, create one, work with what you have. Even if it's just as simple as setting up an area in your bedroom or maybe in your living room, that will be your working area. Now, if right now you find that you're working from bed or on the sofa, it's going to be pretty difficult to actually be productive with that. Because if you think about it, a lot of the times when we are on our sofa or in our bedroom, we're just relaxing, just de-stressing from a difficult day. Now imagine you're trying to do your work, but you're all in bed underneath the blanket. It's going to be hard for you to be productive. I know that some people can be productive in doing that, but the chances are very slim. So you want to make sure that you set up your work environment. So try to separate a little area, whether it's in your bedroom or your living room, that you are going to use. Now, I've seen this spot on with myself. The times that I work from the sofa, I am not as productive as when I actually work from the living room table. Now, I don't have a specific office space, but that has become my office space. And it really, really helps me to stay focused when I'm actually sat upright and doing my work, as opposed to slouching the sofa. And then you kind of just get a little relaxed and maybe you just put a program on in the background. Doesn't help. So definitely set up a productive space in your house. What you can also think about is maybe having a specific chair that you use for work. Now, if your budget's quite tight, then of course work with what you have. But if you can afford to, get a nice office chair, something that, it becomes like, yes, when you sit on that chair, that's your productivity chair, that's your work chair. And then of course, it's gonna, with time, allow your brain to associate work with sitting on that chair. Also, something you can think about is having other little stationery and utensils that also are going to help you to increase your productivity. So whether it's going to be getting some sticky notes, a planner, getting some nice pens, all these little things make all the difference. So try to think about what other things do you actually associate with productivity that are going to help you. I'm that sticky notes kind of person. I like having my sticky notes. And what I would do when I used to work in an office is that I would have different sticky notes for different things. And it was always nice kind of writing different things down. And as I would get them done, I'll put them in my done pile, and then it will make me feel all accomplished and very, very productive. So the next hack we're going to move on to is identify and eliminate your distractions. Now, we can all be distracted. Nobody is exempt from being distracted. So what you need to do is start thinking about what are the things that distract you. Sometimes it could be going on your phone. Other times you may distract yourself by checking your emails for hours on end, but really you're not actually reading or replying to anything. You're just kind of clicking through to waste time. So definitely identify what your distractions are. If you find your distraction is your phone and you do need to do work from your phone, then you have to ensure that you're kind of being very specific. If you know you need to go on your phone for a particular reason, let's say it's to post on social media, make the post and log out. Don't, start looking around. Oh, let me just check what this person's posted, because before you realize it, time will pass and you would have just wasted a lot of time. So definitely understand and really identify what your distractions are so that you can actually put things in place to help you to kind of eliminate those distractions. So something I do, sometimes my phone is a distraction for me. And yes, there are times that I need my phone for work, but there are also times that I don't need to use my phone. So what I do is if I'm working on a project and I don't need to use my phone, I will leave my phone in another room, or what I'll simply do is just put it down face flat, because that way I can't see any notifications popping up. I can't see this person has messaged you, this person has DM'd you, and then I won't be distracted. So definitely make sure you eliminate your distractions. And if your phone is one of them, then have some times where you put it in another room, switch it off, put it on airplane mode, put it on do not disturb, whatever you need to do in order so it doesn't actually distract you. Now, the next step is plan your task. If you say to yourself, PK, I've tried this before, I always plan, it never works out. The reasons why that probably is that sometimes we can set a really, really long to-do list of things that aren't actually realistic to get done in a day. So what you need to do when you are planning your task, I'd suggest trying to plan it at the beginning of the week, or let's say planning at the end of the week for the following week. So the things you need to consider is, what are my priority tasks for this week? Is there anything I need to get done that has a deadline? And also, something we don't often do is thinking about how long will each task take you to do. There is no point writing down 10 tasks for one day that are going to take an hour each. That's 10 hours of your day, and perhaps your working day is only 8 hours. So you need to also consider, when you are planning your week, when you are writing down the things you need to do, whether you want to do it in a physical calendar or a physical diary, or doing it online or doing it on your phone. I prefer to just write mine down in a note section on my phone because it works for me. And what I always do is, as I get tasks done, I will tick them off. So like I said, plan your week. Even if you say I've done it before, it hasn't worked, the problem is probably because you've planned it, but you've not checked the plan, or you just don't stick to it. So definitely plan, but also think about how long will each task take you to do. If you see me looking down, it's because I'm reading my notes and I want to stay on track. So definitely think about how long it will take and prioritize your tasks. Do the tasks, not the tasks that you necessarily want to do, but the tasks that are needed to be done first. So prioritize your schedule. And also, something that you can do and you can try out, there's this website called Trello. I'll put the link in the description box. This is something that I use when planning out my content. So what I essentially do is I have like different boards for different things, and I'll also put down like checklist of things. Something that you can do, if this works for you, is have a little board in your room. So you can have a board where you have the tasks you need to get done. You can write down all the tasks to one side, and then you can also have another column for things that you're doing, and then have a column for done. So whether you want to do that in a notebook or something visual that you can actually see, that can be really, really helpful. And that's also something that you can do if you were to use Trello. I'm sure there's other places that you can do something like that too, but Trello is the one I know and the one I've used, so I would definitely recommend that. Next thing, so remember, you've planned your tasks, you've considered the priorities. Priorities are things that you need to get done. If you don't get them done, a deadline will be missed, or you'll fall behind in your schedule of things that need to be done. And remember, factor in the time. How long will these tasks get done? How long will it take for you to get these tasks done? It's better for you to have 3 tasks that are actually going to be completed in a day that maybe takes you, let's say, 2 hours or so each, factoring that you need to have a break and have lunch, and get those things done, than writing down a list of 5 or 6 plus things that you don't actually do. So definitely factor in how long will it take. And remember, eliminate those distractions. Definitely, don't forget. So the next tip that you need to think about is have a goal for each day. So like I said, prioritizing your task is really, really important. And maybe something you can do is each day you have a daily goal. So that goal might be to clear your emails down because maybe you've actually ignored them. That's something I used to do because I'd get so many, it got overwhelming. So have a goal for each day. Maybe that goal is going to be to meet a deadline. Let's say you have to write a report. The goal could be to complete that report because it's priority, it's really important, and you need to send it back before your deadline. So definitely have a goal that's associated with a task you need to get done. Even if that goal is to get 3 of those tasks done or to make 50% of progress on those tasks, get that done. So remember, set yourself a daily goal. Sometimes we fail to be productive because we have no goal for the day. You might have your to-do list, but if you don't have a specific goal, you don't really have something to actually focus on. So definitely set yourself a daily goal that's aligned with a task that you need to get done. And at least that way, at the end of the day, you can review how you've done in line with your goal, and then you know what you need to do for the next day. Now, something that I also do before I forget is that I roll over my tasks. If I had a specific number of tasks for one day and I wasn't able to get it done, what I'll do the next day is review my priorities, and I will do the task I was unable to do in the previous day. Because the problem is, when we keep delaying a task and saying tomorrow, that tomorrow never actually comes until it's like the last minute and we realize, oh my gosh, I need to do it right now. So definitely what I do is I'll review tasks that I didn't do the previous day, and I will prioritize working on those ones. And then the next tip for you guys is sleep. Getting a good night's rest is so important. Sometimes we fail to be productive because we're tired. How can you concentrate on work, especially when it's things that aren't necessarily fun, if you're falling asleep, you're constantly yawning, your eyes are heavy, the bags are real? So definitely, guys, make sure you get enough sleep. Also, make sure you're drinking water. Drinking fizzy drinks or drinking fruit juice is not enough. Your brain needs water. So make sure you're keeping yourself hydrated throughout the day. And another thing as well is being conscious of the things that you're eating. You want to make sure you're eating foods that are rich, foods that are healthy for you, that's going to give you the energy you need. I, for one, can definitely see a difference in my productivity depending on what I've eaten. If I have had a good, hearty breakfast, that's of course, good and healthy, then it definitely makes all the difference. So think about these other things. Now, if you find you're constantly tired, you're probably lacking in some vitamins or some minerals. So, also making sure that you're taking your vitamins, your minerals, or eating foods that are rich in those things so that you're gonna be at your best. Sometimes we feel constantly tired, not because we're not sleeping enough, but simply because we're just lacking in different vitamins or minerals. Equally, thinking about things like trying to stay active as well, especially if you're like me and you're working from home, do your best to stay active. If you want to go for some daily walks, I personally don't do that, I'm not gonna lie to you, but making sure you're keeping fit, you're keeping your body active as well. This also is going to help with your energy levels. It sounds very strange when you hear it, but actually exercising regularly does help with your energy levels. So if you know that you're a bit of a couch potato, then definitely work on that. This is something I'm working on, guys, so pray for me. I'm working on it, I'm getting there, and I will reach my target. So definitely factor that in as well, because if you do everything but you're not keeping your body active, you're constantly going to be tired, and it's very difficult to be productive when you're always falling asleep. So definitely have a think about that. Now, the next thing you need to think about, which is really important, and sometimes it's something we don't think about. In order to be productive, your mind needs to be in the right place. If you keep saying to yourself, oh, I never stick to things, I'm always procrastinating, and if you're constantly negative about yourself in terms of your productivity, if you keep labeling and saying, oh, I never stick to my task, what's the point of me having a diary or a notebook if I'm never going to use it? You are just being negative. You're already putting the blocks up before you've even started. So definitely making sure that your mind is in the right place. If right now you're going through a difficult time, you're struggling, maybe your productivity is at work and you're struggling to stay on top of your tasks, you find that it's so difficult for you to concentrate, then check your mental health. Have a think about, how am I feeling right now? Is there anything that's bothering me? And speak to someone about it. I'm not saying you need to go and get counseling, but speak to someone that you trust, someone that can help you, that offers good advice, of course, and get off whatever is on your chest. So making sure your mental health is in the right place, because you can have the planner, you can prioritize your tasks, you can make sure you're getting a good night's sleep and everything else I've said. But if your mental health is not in the right place, if you are struggling right now or you're feeling very overwhelmed, it's still going to be very difficult for you to remain productive. Now, guys, I hope that these tips have helped you. If it's helped you, if you've tried any of these things, if you have any other productivity tips or hacks, do share it below with us in the comments. If you like this video, don't forget to give it a like, give it a thumbs up, share a comment below, and don't forget, guys, if you're not already subscribed to my channel, click that subscription button. Now, thank you guys for watching another video, and I'll be back with you soon.